Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and today we're going to be talking about the best gadget that's come out in 2025. Now, you guys know that I love to play with new products, and I am no stranger to all the new gizmos and gadgets that are out on the market because I try to test them all. Well, this one in particular, I think is the best in 2025. It's the SG Pulse Pro. Now, why do I say that this is the best one? Well, because it combines a lot of different things. Electronic levels are nothing new. You could use a bubble level. You could use one of the MDT, the Send It levels. I've had great luck with the Send It levels, both the old and the newer models. They work really well, and there are some very redeeming features and qualities about them. But you see a lot of guys this day and age, they're also putting on a Crush It timer because they want more features. Well, the SG Pulse Pro is bringing you all those features in one package, and there is virtually no downside. Now, I say virtually no downside because there are a few complaints that I had and a few complaints that a few of you had, but yesterday they did get a firmware upgrade. Let's go ahead and put this in level mode. That's how most people are going to use it, and you're going to see that this light is going to come on back here right at the ocular because yes, if you get the kit, this comes with an LED ocular piece, and this is on the lowest of the brightness settings, so it gets far brighter than anybody in the world would actually need. I actually think you could shoot this from the surface of the sun and you would be totally fine to see this. Now, if you detach that, then you're going to get your level right back here, so you can or not run this. This is the kit where you are getting this extension and this timer piece, which we will talk about in just a second. So if this guy has virtually all the features, what were the downsides I was talking about? Well, for one, a few competitive shooters did reach out to me and say, hey, I don't really like those because somebody could, whether accidentally or on purpose, connect through this through their phone. All they would have to do is download the app, connect to it, recalibrate it, and now your level is useless. Like I said, that could happen by mistake, or God forbid somebody do it on purpose. Well, because of the new firmware, you can actually go in this and lock it out. You can go and disable the Bluetooth, which basically means the only way to mess with this is through this unit itself, which does give you a lot of control, which is pretty cool. But let's go quickly through the settings and kind of the features that I use. I'll tell you about some other features, although I don't really have real world use for them, but you may find great value in. All right, so let's dig into the menu of this and see what all we have. You can see here, we have the option for dope cards. Now, this is one of those features that I'm not gonna mess with. That is gonna be app-based, so you can input your target distances and the mils, and you can run a dope card based on this trigger, and it is on my actual grip here. And they've added timer mode here, so if you just want to run the timer or display the timer up there, you can. You have level mode, stability. Now, this is another mode that I'm not going to use, but if you were heavy into training, you can throw this in stability mode. You can pair this with their timer, with their app, and it's going to give you a ton of training value. That's probably not something I'm going to use. And of course, down at the bottom, shutdown. But let's go in the settings, and here you can see we have shooting, we have level limits, we have stability zones, we have brightness, and again, I wasn't joking, I was all the way on low. Let's go into this, and we'll turn this up and blow out your guys' vision, but it's extremely bright. Press and hold to back out, and here, what I was talking about before, Bluetooth, we can simply turn that on or off here. And we have our units you can change, date, time, history. You can factory reset it. You can learn about what firmware version you're on, but a lot of features here. Let's go into the modes here. So dope cards, there's nothing loaded on here right now, otherwise it would show you. But here, if you go down to timer mode, I have a timer set up for 105, so it's going to display your time. Again, probably not something I'm gonna use. This is where I'm gonna be in level mode. This is gonna kind of show you your time, so you're getting your time down here, and you're still getting your ocular with your level, and it's going to tell you exactly there on your barrel cant where you are. All right, so for what my intents and purposes are, I'm going to be using the level and the timer all in one, which I think makes this worth it just in itself. Again, you know, I have this on the pick mounting option. I've heard complaints, you know, talking about wire management. Yes, there are a lot of wires, but you can see here, I've just wrapped them around the unit. It is not that big of a deal. You can mount this via M-LOK if you get the whole kit, so I could have mounted this up here. A lot of versatility in this, but you can see my trigger here. This is for my timer. So when I'm preparing for the stage and say it's that 105 second stage, you know, I can go ahead and load and make ready, load my mag in, And you know, as I'm doing the load and make ready stuff, I can go and get my rifle up, my levels on. I'm gonna go ahead and press and hold this button. Now, I'm ready to basically shoot at this point, and the RO is saying, okay, shooter, are you ready? Yep, I'm ready, stand by. And when he says engage, when he beeps it, I'm gonna let go. And if you hear that beep, I set that up 1 second from my time. So I set a par time of 105. I set one beep at 104. That lets me know that the timer is activated, and I have my time here on the display. So not only am I getting my leveling, but I'm also getting the time here. So it's going to show me how much time I have, but you can set up to be whatever you want, whatever kind of beeps. This thing I think is going to beep at 1 minute, and then at 30 seconds, I think 10, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But it works really well. Let's see, we're going down 62, 61. Yep, so there's 1 minute. And the beep is obviously plenty loud. So we're winding down here on the clock, so it's going to continue to beep, but just for those reasons alone, this thing is going to be super useful for me. So there's 10, and then you're probably going to hear the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Okay, so that's how I'm going to use this. Are there other features? Of course, there are other videos out there talking about these features, but I wanted to make this video because I was concerned about two things. One, somebody being able to Bluetooth in this via their app and accidentally reset the calibration on my Pro. So I didn't want that to be able to happen, and that was a downside. Downside number two, if you're shooting matches, we're back on brightness number one. This thing is bright. You could not shoot this on one at a night match without it affecting your vision. So what I figured out is just take some blue painter's tape, slap it on the end here, it's going to dim it. Then if you want to use it in the daytime, you just turn the brightness up. It is so bright that through 3 or 4 layers of painter tape during the day, I can turn this up, not even all the way up, and I can still clearly see the colors of the LEDs and what I need to do. So those were my concerns. Again, people talked about, you know, the wire management. These come with long leads because you're getting the trigger and the ocular piece all kind of in one setup. And this has to work for everybody. If somebody was running it all the way up here on the rifle via the M-LOK, that would have to be long enough. So I get why it is the way it is. And for me, not a big deal. The wire management took me 5 minutes to figure out. I got it up and running. Comes with everything, especially if you buy the kit that you're gonna possibly need. Quick battery charging, the same way the ocular piece comes on and off. It's just a USB to this magnetic charging port. I like pretty much everything about it. And I think if you're out there training, shooting matches, you're taking your training very seriously. I think integrating this with the app, using those stability zones is gonna help you. If you want to use the dope cards, you certainly could. I'm gonna stick with the tried and true. But for those reasons, the fact that this is an all-in-one unit that's doing a bunch of different things that are all very important to shooting competitively, including the training aspects of this that I'm not even using, that I probably should be using, makes this, in my mind, the best gadget to come out in 2025. If I missed something or you think I'm wrong, there's something else out there that I'm not aware of, let me know down in the comments below. This isn't a sponsored ad for these guys. You guys know that I don't do affiliates. I'm not making any money off this, whether you buy it or you don't. I personally think it's 100% worth buying if you're in alignment with me on the longer leads here don't bug you. And really outside of that, I think they pretty much crushed all the things with that firmware update for the Bluetooth. So yeah, anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Catch you on the next one.